Welcome to the Maths Guy. We are going to be looking at this multiplication grid and how it can help us solve multiplication questions as well as division questions. Let's begin. Okay, so sometimes you might get a question like this one above my head and not know how to solve it. Well, luckily we have this multiplication grid tool that can help us. You're probably going to find loads of these in your classroom if you have a good look for them, or get one from the internet if you don't. So how do we use it? Well, it's super simple. In my question here, I have 4 times 3. So we're going to start with the 4. And all I'm going to do is look now at my multiplication grid. And what you can see on my grid is we can see the numbers 1 to 10 down the side and 1 to 10 along the top, these numbers that are in yellow. Sometimes you'll see them going all the way to 12. That's a bigger multiplication grid, but does the same job. So we're going to start here on our side, and I'm going to try and find the number 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here it is. I'm going to put a circle around it. And then my second number in my question said 4 times 3. So now I'm going to look on the top row and try and find the number 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, found it. Now all I need to do is find where those numbers meet on my multiplication grid. What does that mean? Well, let's have a look. If I draw a line across the row of the 4 and then draw a line down the column of the 3, we get something really special happening. Here I get a meeting where the two lines meet, and you can see that they meet on the number 12. Well, guess what? That's the answer. The answer to 4 times 3 is 12. Simple, right? Let's have a go at another one. 8 times 2. So the first thing again, I'm looking at my 8 and I'm going to look down my side for the number 8. There it is. And then my second job is to look at the number 2 in my question and find the 2 along the top. There it is. And then simply all I'm going to do is draw a line and draw a line and find where they meet. And in this case, they meet here on the number 16, making our answer 16. 8 times 2 is 16. One more. And I want to show you something here. So let's say we start with 3 times 7, and we start by looking for our 3 down the side. There it is. And then we look for our 7 along the top. Here he is. And then we draw our lines. You can see that our line crosses at the number 21. So our answer to 3 times 7 is 21. But let's say we flipped it round and we actually started with the number 7. Does it make any difference to our answer if we do 7 times 3 instead of 3 times 7? Well, let's have a look. So this time I'm going to find 7 down the side here. Here he is. And then I'm going to try and find 3 along the top. There he is. And now I can do my 2 lines again. 1, 2. And I can see that those lines meet. Guess what? There it is, on the 21 again. So it doesn't really matter which way round I start. I can start on the side here, or I can start on the top. It doesn't really matter because these numbers can go either way round and we're still going to get the same answer. Okay, let's have a look at some division questions. 24 divided by 4. How do we solve this sort of question using my multiplication chart? So again, it doesn't really matter if I start on the side or the top. I'm going to choose the side, and I'm actually going to look for the number 4 because that's the single number. That's the one that I can actually find on my side or my top. And here it is. I've found it. Now all I need to do is draw that line across, and now I'm looking for, on that line, the number 24. Can I find it anywhere? Yes, there it is. So I'm going to circle that number, and all I'm going to do is draw my line up to the top and then look at what number it falls on, and in this case it's 6. And that's the answer. So 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Crazy. This is so useful. Let's have a look at one more. 48 divided by 8. Again, I'm going to find my 8 on the side. Here it is. Look along for 48. Ah, there he is. And then draw a line up And where do I land? I land on 6. So the answer to 48 divided by 8 is 6. But let's have a look and see what happens if I start on the top. So I'm going to start by finding my 8 on my top row now. Here it is. And now I'm going to go down until I find 48. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is come across. And guess what? I land on the same number as my previous answer, number 6. Meaning that the answer to 48 divided by 8 is 6. Let's look at one last one. Let's have a look at 63 divided by 9. And all I'm going to do is the same thing, go down my side or my top, find the number 9. I'm going to use this one here. Go along until I get to 63. There it is. And then I come all the way up to give me my answer of 7. There we go. Super simple. Here we go then. So I've got 5 questions behind me. I'm going to move in a minute. I want you to use this multiplication square to try and work out the answer to this. But no writing on your screen. Try and do it with your fingers. Okay, so I'm going to move in a minute. I want you to press pause and solve these questions for me. Put your answers in the comments section and I'm going to mark them all. Good luck. And there we have it, guys. That is using a multiplication grid for both division and multiplication. I hope it was helpful. If it was, think about subscribing and I'll see you in another video. Peace out.